It's Jerry from the Military Collectible Shop. Welcome to another episode of What's New at the Military Collectible Shop. Obviously last week we were down in Louisville, Kentucky for the Show of Shows. Really good show. So that was good. So since we were down there, we weren't able to be here. We did have some of our crew here at the shop. So what I thought I'd share today, Mark and I are going to share with you the stuff that we got down at the show, so that hopefully that'll be fun. But what I thought I'd share with you today is, while I was gone, Santa Claus came and dropped off some stuff for us. So just thought we'd take a quick look. So without further ado, everybody likes the unboxing stuff, so let's see what we got. We do buy a lot of stuff through the mail from all over the country, and actually, you know, all over the world. So it's always fun because things take different amounts of times to get here, so I never necessarily know what's coming when. Okay, these are cool. These are actually some identification models, some U.S. military identification models of other countries' armored vehicles and American armored vehicles. I actually collect, this is one of the things that I collect myself, basically it's a toy tank. But what's cool about them is they have all the information for the soldiers, so they know, friendly, foe, what are the characteristics of that tank? How many wheels does it have? Does it have bogies? What is the turret shaped like? What is the hull shaped like? All that kind of stuff, and it kind of gives them a sense of scale about it. And these are also useful in sand table models. So we've got several of them here. Very well packed in both peanuts and bubble wrap. Good packing is always appreciated. I hate when people just throw something into an envelope with nothing around it, because the post office, while I love them, they have lots of machines with rollers that will squash the crap out of just about anything that they run through there. So there's nothing worse than getting something smushed. Especially if it's an older piece. It's one thing if it's a newer, replaceable, something that's still in production, but when it's an older piece, that gets damaged, that's always kind of annoying. All right, so this kind of just sits in. These are actually cast out of some kind of resin. Interesting. Yeah, neat. Very cool. A little crude, this one. For you tank people, you probably knew this. This is the AMX-30 French tank. And one more. They always come in threes, right? But the ID models are really interesting, and I collect mostly World War II ones. I've got several of the airplanes and several of the tanks. They made slag metal tanks during World War II that after World War II they ended up selling as surplus toys for kids. And then you've probably seen the black plastic identification airplane models, and those are always fun. They come in all different kinds of, American, German, Japanese, Italian, British. All right, here's another one, big sucker. This is the British chieftain. Of course it is. You can tell by the kind of armored plate over the sides. So that's kind of cool. Nice set of 3 identification tanks. Tanks are always fun. Alright, now we'll see what's in the smaller box. Okay, this is cool. This is all World War II bring back stuff from a guy that had been serving with the U.S. Army 4th Armored Division in World War II. So a lot of German, some American, more German, more American. What's in there? German belt and buckles, very well packed. Again, with good packing is always appreciated. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unwrap all this. And we're back. All right, so I got most of it unpacked, and it's a really neat grouping of mostly German souvenir items. There's some American pieces, starting with this little Western knife that he had, probably carried over there. Most soldiers weren't issued knives, so they ended up either getting ones, buying ones. Some bought them in England, some brought some from home, some had some shipped from home. So that was kind of nice. His 4th Armored patch from the U.S. Army 4th Armored Division. We get a couple Iron Crosses. A German SA Sports Tinny. A War Merit Cross with swords. This is a nice piece, and probably often overlooked. This is actually the neck slide from the Hitler Youth handkerchief uniform, kind of like our Boy Scouts neckerchief slide. So a lot of times something like that would be overlooked. Several belts and buckles. We've got an Army and a pre-war Army, a Hitler Youth, a Luftwaffe, and another Luftwaffe with the tab, a leather tab. Got an early Army, the 36 pattern, I believe, eagle for the Army visor hat. This is kind of nice. It's a fire police eagle, fire police sleeve eagle, that on kind of a green denim, and not a color you often see in terms of that. Pole top, kind of a generic pole top, but a pole top nonetheless. A whole little bundle of, and these are probably how they came in the factory, of fire police collar tabs, and they're probably, let's see if they're bundled in pairs. Yeah, they are bundled in pairs, so yay! We don't get a bunch of singles. Speaking of singles, Luftwaffe single collar tab for a Luftwaffe artillery sergeant, an Army hat eagle, M43, Labor Corps patches, some Deutsche Wehrmacht Volkssturm armbands, actually 3 of them, for the kind of late war, last ditch efforts. Whenever we get groups like this, it's not unusual to see multiple items. A lot of times when the vets were grabbing stuff, if there were 2 or 3 there, they'd take 2 or 3. Because if they didn't, somebody else would. One of the early party helper armbands. These were usually worn at the rallies by people who were helping with the rallies. And these are cool. You've all seen the patches before, but these are actually the Luftwaffe sport shirt, or PT kit shirt. So the tank top with the Luftwaffe eagle. These actually came in 2 different sizes. I'm sure they came in multiple sizes, but hey, not that I'd wear it, but it'd fit. So a lot of times we just see the loose patches from these. So, and then a couple party flags. Probably the biggest souvenir taken by the Americans in World War II. They were everywhere. The Germans loved their flags, and it was easy for a GI to grab one, pull one down, roll it up, and stuff it in his duffel bag or his jacket pocket or someplace. Also, and possibly more interesting, there's some photos from the 4th Division, including some of them with some captured German flags. So that's actually really awesome. Okay, and there's some other little stuff that I didn't get to. There's a cased. Let's see where the metal is. But for the annexation, Czech or Austrian, some German playing cards, and then some paper and other ephemera, you know, Yank magazines and some of the local unit newspapers that the soldiers would get from their units. So all in all, a pretty interesting grouping of stuff. I hope you've enjoyed taking a quick look at it. As always, email us, drop us a line, like us on Facebook, send us an email, like us on YouTube, wherever you're seeing these videos. We appreciate hearing from you. And thanks to everybody who stopped up at the show of shows and said hi. It's always nice to be able to put a face with a name. So again, I'm Jerry. This is the Military Collectible Shop, and now you know what's new at the Military Collectible Shop.